Hello everyone, I'm Renowned Zero. We are back again talking about Rippaverse Wiki getting his GoFundMe fulfilled so that he may purchase a Yaira statue that costs $500. This is of course the confirmation that he did indeed purchase the Yaira statue. You can see that it says FedEx International, so obviously this individual that's running this account doesn't live in the States, so which is absolutely awesome. I'm so happy for him. I'm glad that he's able to get the GoFundMe fulfilled and the statue purchased. However, you have other posers like a Tiso Spencer trying to follow the quote unquote thing, the act, as he would say. And this is after people like Comics with Eli, Brandon, the individual who unfortunately has, problems going on with his mom being terminal. Sorry for that, man. I'm sorry that you're going through that. I hope everything gets better, but obviously you wanted the statue so that you could have some escapism, and you obviously had the Yaira comic as a bit of escapism, and individuals decided that they wouldn't take it upon themselves to absolutely trash you because you wanted some escapism and you wanted something nice in your life to happen, like, get your statue funded. But this individual, Tiso Spencer, I'm sure you know, we talked about this individual plenty of times. This dude wants to sit up here and say, he's closing it soon, but yeah, he has to act the part. He has to act like he's an actual fan. So he just completely exposes himself for not being actually a fan, although he likes to claim that he's actually a fan of Yaira and a fan of the Rippaverse, which he is not. He's the farthest thing from a fan. He's one of the biggest detractors. He's an absolute freaking moron. He overtook the place of even like an actual fandom or an organized chaos or even an Eric Debunks because he's an idiot. And then he likes to play it off like he's actually a fan. However, here it is right here. He wants to help Tiso acquire Yaira's masterpiece. Yeah, let's listen. Let's read, actually, what this man really put. He says, "Hello, my name is Tiso. Tiso, dumbass. And I want to keep this short and simple. I want to buy the Yaira statue. However, I do not wish to spend the money on it as a Rippaverse detractor. You're an absolute Rippaverse detractor. You always were. You were never anything other than that. That's where you come in. With your help, I can realize my dream of owning this wonderful masterpiece by McFarlane Toys of the greatest female comic book superhero ever created." Obviously, it's sarcasm. For anyone who knows Tiso Spencer and his quote-unquote masterpiece takes, which he never has had a single one, we all know it's sarcasm. "I can do this with you and the Rippaverse community if this dream is realized." Remember, this is the same individual who has to sell products while working part-time because obviously he supposedly has a business and a wife. His supposed wife has a boyfriend, obviously. If this dream is realized, I intend to do a giveaway on a live stream to one of the Rippaverse detractors as many statues as we fund past the funding goal. This isn't even English. Rippaverse detractors as many statues as we fund past the funding goal. What? Obviously, he opened, and it's, of course, he has Philadelphia, crackhead state. And it's very funny, he created this 5 days ago and didn't get a single donation. Why? Because everyone knows he's a detractor, he's an absolute clown, he's an absolute idiot. He has the IQ below room temperature, actually the IQ of a gnat. Because he likes to claim he's a real fan, he's not. And Rippaverse Wiki's correct. It's definitely, this meme is owed to him because he's not a fan. And it's funny that he claims to be, but he's not. Big fan this man is, because he says here, rough truth, this is back in January of 28th that he's replying to Hail the Lord. Shout out to Hail the Lord. He says, Yaira will barely sell 1 million, even though it hit 1 million under 24 hours. ISOM 1 and 2 are absolute trash, he says. Again, subjective, not objective. Most people like both ISOM 1 and 2. You were just there just to be a clown. Alpha Core is better than ISOM, but that's not saying much. According to who? You? Again, you're allowed to have an opinion. It's not a fact. There are far better comics each month. You can spend your money on than the grift Eric July is selling. Yeah, the total grift where I actually got my comics. I loved my comics, and I continue to buy more of the comics from the Rippaverse. But do tell, And then he says, how much is the overhead cost? What's the salary for the employees? How much is the warehouse rent? If Eric isn't paying himself, where's that money being invested to? The company, you idiot. How do you not know this? I never understood how you didn't know this. When Yaira sells under 1 million copies, of course it's going to sell under 1 million copies. Why do you continue to say dumb things? Now, I know this is back from January, but this man has been saying dumb things since the start. He meant to say $1 million, which it didn't sell under $1 million because he's an idiot for ever thinking that was going to happen. And Gooding sells under 500K. What's the narrative going to be? So when Gooding does more than 500K, which I don't believe is going to be a normal campaign format, but it is going to be written by Mike Barron, who is said to be the best Punisher writer. And honestly, I can't wait to get Gooding because I liked Gooding's introduction in ISOM 2. He continues on by saying, I have no choice but to get ISOM 3 because I want to see how he ends the arc. But outside of Yaira 1 and Gooding, I'm tapped out. If Yaira is bad, it's a wrap on Rippaverse. The thing is, you're going to have a bias against Yaira anyway. And even you watched the interview with the Saska sisters and you complained how many times they said the word boss and a bunch of other things. Meanwhile, that's just how they talk. That's just how they talk. They say boss in real life. You wouldn't know that because you never met them. You're just a hater. You're just a detractor. You're just a crybaby. You're just a beta man ass bitch. You mean the fact that the loser's argument was price per page? I literally showed them a better book with better artwork at a cheaper price with more pages than any Rippaverse book. Cry more when your own argument gets tossed back in your face. How come Eric can't sell? Yeah, I can't read the rest. Yeah, as much as I would want one, people are jumping on Eric July because he's a liar and a hypocrite. This is literally the reason he lied about the 3D assets until it became an industry standard. It's not. He literally showed videos from actual comic book veterans that my 3D assets was an industry standard, even though he didn't. He said it was 3D assets that were used as a reference, which everyone who makes comics uses a reference to something. He lied about Yaira #1 having redraws. He did not. You just read it wrong because your reading comprehension is that of a first grader. And because you're an idiot. It did, but now he'll doublespeak and say, I don't know what they're talking about. Joe and Kanan aren't doing the redraws because they're not. And it's funny how they're still pushing that even now when the book is in people's hands. Including dumb Black Angus, who claims he's going to take down the Rippaverse. He'll ignore the fact the book is being redrawn in the first place. He'll gaslight his quote-unquote detractors into thinking the Yaira #1 pages from the end of ISOM 2 are from Instagram or Reddit and are fake instead of remembering they're in his own book. Clearly he knew it was in his own book. It's in the book. It's out. It's funny that they put it out there that the pages are there. But it's really interesting that you really think that people think you're an actual fan of the Rippaverse. You're not. You never were. You're never going to be. So, the fact that you think people are actually going to believe you is absolutely hilarious. And it's really funny how you think putting this out there is going to get people to help you when everyone knows you're an absolute clown, you're an absolute moron, and nobody thinks highly of you. Nobody thinks you have any sort of intelligence whatsoever. Because you don't. But that's all I got for today. Thank you all for checking out this video. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, and returning viewers. If you do like this video, hit that like button. Comment below what you feel about all this. Subscribe for more content. Hit the bell for notifications. Set the bell to all. That way you'll get a notification anytime I post a new video or live stream. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.